Uncertainty creates massive opportunity. And to use logic and political decision making in the same sentence is not always a good thing. But our belief has been, and those who we speak to, so we do our best to speak to the most informed people. We have an army of consultants, advisors that we use. So one person is ex-White House. He was in prior administrations. We get to talk to energy CEOs whom spend a lot of time, or at least they used to when there was a functioning cabinet, to try to get informed views from certain political actors, because there's a wide spectrum of ideas within the current cabinet. We'll talk about the next cabinet. So you have to use logic to say, okay, what do you think is going to happen? There's fear of what if, a lot of if-thens. So our belief is that tariffs will not be applied onto Canadian oil. There's a few reasons to believe that. One is we are their largest source of safe, reliable, and cheap oil. There is no substitution for Canadian heavy oil from anywhere in the world at that size. When you look at, okay, so we're 60% of their imports. We hear a lot about U.S. energy independence. That's a fantasy. It always has been reliant on Canadian oil. When you look at areas of refineries, like all of the refining complex in the United States was created to process Canadian heavy oil. So if you process light oil, you don't get nearly as much of the same yields and products which they need. When you look at PADD 2, which is kind of like Chicago, Midwestern United States, they import 3 million barrels per day of Canadian oil via pipelines. So it's not like you can have freighters come in and truck it up. So it's non-substitutable. And our view is, and there's still uncertainty on this, but any increase in input price is a direct pass-through to the U.S. consumer. So here you have Trump, he wants low rates, he wants low inflation. Well, that's the most visible cost of living is when an American pulls up to the pump, fills up their pickup truck, and it's right there. So are you going to allow an immediate, meaningful increase in that cost? So I don't think tariffs will be applied. If they are, it'd be very short term because that cost pass-through would be much more obvious.